So we thought it would be a really good idea to give you guys our thoughts on the new Beauty and the Beast movie.
It's been out for a while, so most of you should have seen it if you're a big Disney fan. If you have not seen this movie, watch it and then come back and watch this video.
Or just watch this video.
Yeah.
And don't see the movie.
What? Before we get into the review though, I just want to do like a couple of thank yous to all of our new subscribers. I don't know, in the past couple of days or like weeks, our subscriber count went way up and we're almost at 400 now. And it's crazy because when we first started this, we didn't even think we were gonna make it to like 200. Yeah. So thank you so much for those of you who continue to watch, who subscribe, and continue to comment.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We love doing this and we love filming for you guys, so thank you.
Yeah, so that was just a little thank you. So now let's get to the movie. So let's start with Belle.
I don't mind her as Belle, but I don't like her singing voice. So I'm kind of like disappointed that they chose somebody who's not a singer to play the part because a lot of singing is involved to be Belle. But I do think her character, like portrayal of Belle, was good. I think like Emma Watson herself is kind of like Belle in a way. So I feel like they picked a good actress to portray that character, but singing wise, I wasn't a fan of her voice.
I didn't feel like she was a horrible singer. Like a lot of people were like,
she's not a horrible singer, but like there are so many like people that they could have chosen to sing for Belle, and then they just went with somebody who was famous.
They chose Emma Watson because they knew people knew who she was and they would want to see this movie because of her. Do I think that she was like the best Belle that they could have chosen? No. Did she do a good job at playing Belle? Yes, she did. I don't think that she was the right
casting choice.
No. I feel like if they had chosen someone that wasn't a big star.
I feel like we have like these preconceived like notions about her already because we know her as Hermione and we know her as like a human being, like a person.
Yeah.
So we're just like putting that all on her. So then when we see her as Belle, it sort of like takes away from her performance, if that makes sense. We love Emma Watson, by the way.
We do. Oh my god, no, I love Emma Watson.
It sounds like we are like really hating on her. I love her as a person. I think she's a good actress.
She's a good advocate for like feminism and stuff.
That too. And I love her as Hermione, obviously, but I just think she wasn't perfect for this role, and that I wish they picked somebody who is a singer.
Moving on to Dan Stevens as the Beast. What did you think?
When he sung as Beast, I was annoyed that they didn't use Dan Stevens' actual voice.
Okay.
They used like the Beast voice, but in Beauty and the Beast, the animated movie,
it was his voice.
It was his voice, like it was Adam's voice, I guess.
You know that his name is not Adam?
What the heck? What is his name?
We don't know what his name is. Someone said that his name is not Adam, and like people just came up with that, and like everyone just started thinking that his name was Adam.
What the heck? His name isn't Adam?
No, so we don't know what his name is.
I thought he did a good job at like both the humorous parts and then also making Beast, I guess, sympathetic. So he was good.
I loved Dan Stevens as the Beast. He was one of the best parts in the film.
Oh my god, that ending! I died. That was literally the best part of the movie. Like at the end, she's like, "You should grow a beard or something." And he was just like, "Rawr," or whatever he did. He was just like
Gaston.
Gaston was my favorite part. So like, I literally thought he was the perfect Gaston. But you know what's weird is like before he became like whatever, I guess, evil in this movie, I sort of like felt bad for him.
Yeah, the way that she was treating him.
Between him and like Belle, like the moments between them, like even though he was a jerk and he was condescending and annoying, I still felt like the way that she reacted to him or like responded to him was kind of like rude.
The scene when he asks her to dinner and she's like no, and he's like busy, just like this face. You remember his face? It was just like a puppy. He was the perfect casting. I've never heard of Luke Evans before this movie.
Are you kidding me? He was in The Hobbit, wasn't he?
Yeah. Okay, I never saw The Hobbit, I'm sorry, so I don't know who he was.
Not a true fan.
Not a true fan of what?
And he had a really good singing voice. The Gaston song was my favorite part of the whole movie, so I thought it was the most enjoyable.
I thought the mob song, like at the end where they're going to storm the castle, like it was exactly like the movie. LeFou, I loved LeFou.
Yeah, LeFou was really good.
He was so funny. He was so like witty. There was like a lot of like
controversy.
Yeah, about like how his character was like gay, but like really, like who cares? I didn't care.
I didn't care either.
It didn't bother me.
I just thought it was weird that they hyped it up, and I was like expecting there to be this like huge romance scene between him and a guy, and there wasn't. I was just like, okay. I was just expecting it to be a bigger deal than it was.
Cogsworth and Lumiere.
Yeah.
They were perfect.
They were good. It was Ewan McGregor as Lumiere.
And the guy that played Dumbledore.
That's not Dumbledore!
Yes, it is!
played Gandalf, you idiot.
Are you sure?
Ian McKellen?
Yeah,
It's Ian McKellen, not Michael Gambon. Okay, so she's I just didn't like the CGI of them, like the way that they were made.
Okay.
Like I feel like they tried to make it look realistic, which I guess makes sense because it's live action. But I thought that they were creepy looking.
Really?
Yeah. Like Lumiere especially, like he looks creepy.
No, I wasn't creeped out by Lumiere Cogsworth. I was
mean, it
more
wasn't
creeped
like-
out by Mrs. Potts because she kind of looked weird. Mrs. Potts was Emma Thompson. I thought she was perfect casting also. Chip, I don't know who the actor is, but I thought he was adorable. So now we're gonna talk about the songs in the movie. Most of the songs were
Like
from
word
the
for
actual,
word, yeah.
were from the actual Disney animated version.
So I really liked the song that Beast sang, like on his own. I thought that was a really good song, and it was like so emotional. And I was like, this is a nice song. I actually liked like the words, and I liked the music that went along with it. I thought that was a really good addition to the movie. So the only thing that I really had an issue with, I wasn't too happy with Emma Watson as a singer.
So when I saw the movie for the first time, a lot of people were saying they were crying throughout the whole thing. I wasn't crying throughout the whole thing. I had a really big smile on my face. I did cry, however, when the transformation music came on at the end because it was exactly like the Disney animated version. I was like, oh my god, this is literally happening right now. And like the shots that they got when he was like changing, like when it goes into his foot and his like hand, it was just like perfect. The whole scene at the end, I was like a baby. I was crying like a baby. When they were like dancing all together and it goes through all the characters, like changing back, it was amazing. Did you cry?
No. I think it's emotional, but it didn't make me cry. So I mean, I thought it was good, and I thought the way they did it was really well done, but I didn't cry. At the end of this movie, when I guess the last rose petal falls, they become the actual object. They lose like all their human components, but they don't do that in the Disney.
So like
animated.
you felt more for them.
Right, yeah, there was more of like a sympathy thing there. 'Cause you're like, oh my god, like they're literally losing their humanity.
That was really sad.
At the end of the film, we learned that the witch who, I guess, transformed the prince into the beast is actually a townsperson. She was just like this random spinster lady that they kept like alluding to. Yeah, her name was Agatha. They kept like alluding to her throughout the film. But I realized, I was like, that's the witch, because they kept freaking referencing her. I was like, this is obvious. She obviously has like an important part in this film. She's not just a random spinster. And then when she met up with Maurice in the forest, I was like,
what the heck is going on?
Why is she like in the forest? I was like, she's definitely the witch. So I thought that was kind of predictable, but I guess it was a good spin because in the animated film, like the witch is just there. Like,
yeah, like you don't know who she is.
She has no purpose, like other than to transform him and leave.
Yeah.
So I think this gave her a little bit more characterization.
We find out like why the townsfolk don't know why there's a castle. They had forgotten because the witch cast a spell on the town to make them forget about him and like the servants and everything.
Right.
So that made a lot more sense because in the animated version they never talk about how there's like a random castle and like there's a town
and like everybody ignores the castle.
Yeah.
And then we also learned a little bit about the Beast's backstory, so like why he was so like vain and like full of himself when he was younger.
Yeah.
And it was because his father was like that, so he basically like learned that from his father. So I thought that was also a nice addition, like a little bit of a snippet of his backstory.
Also Belle's backstory.
Yeah,
we learned more about Belle's mother and like how she died.
She was sick. So I did like the new additions. I thought like they added something to the film that we didn't have with the animated. I do watch the live action Disney films, but I don't agree with Disney like in doing them. Like I don't think there's a purpose for them to remake the movies when they were just made like 10 years ago. Like I think it's kind of like a cop-out. They're just sort of like out of new ideas. They can't come up with their own things, so they're like, let's just remake the Disney movies, like the classics, and make money off of it. Like make a live action film that hasn't already been made before. I feel like there's a lot of like nostalgia around like the 90s and like early Disney films.
Yeah.
But like I feel like they need to branch out and, you know, come up with some new ideas. Like they come up with animated films that are original. Why can't they do that for live action? Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
That's true.
Beauty and the Beast was the best of the live action films that they made because they changed things and they added things. Because I think it's pointless to just remake a film and literally remake it exactly as the original was. Because it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So at least they added some things in this one to make it a little bit better than like
Cinderella,
which is literally like a
Exactly.
translation of the animated one into live action.
I would probably rate it a 10 because
Out of 10?
Yeah, because I love Beauty and the Beast.
I would rate it a 7 out of 10, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would rate like Cinderella like a 5. Like I don't know, it was good and enjoyable, but I wouldn't watch Cinderella again. Like Beauty and the Beast live action, I would watch again. Yeah.
If you've seen the movie, how many times have you seen it? I've seen it 3 times.
I saw it once. What did you think of Emma Watson as Belle, or like the new songs? We'd really like to know what you guys think
Thought about that.
And we just want to shout out some of the things we're wearing.
They actually released this when Beauty and the Beast came out, so that's why they like made a new one. But it says "Tale as old as time." It has the rose, and it's just really cute.
Well, I got this from Caitlin from All About the Magic?
Yeah.
All About the Magic, yes. And it is so cute. It literally says, "I want adventure in the Great White Somewhere."
Yes.
Yeah, and it's so cute. It's a short sleeves t-shirt. She is so sweet. She literally was like, "What is your size? What's Mina's size? I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you guys something." Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was really sweet, Caitlin.
Like-
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So sweet. Literally, thank you.
My ears are the beautiful, beautiful Belle ears from Jasmine at This Dysfunctional Love. You guys have heard me say her name like a million times in our videos because I just buy a lot of her ears because they're amazing. She's not open all year round, but starting June, cross your fingers guys, she's gonna be open all year round. And you get to order any ears that she has made in the past and that she'll be making in the future. Mina's ears that she's wearing is from an Instagram shop called Katie's Sweet Boutique. It's like the
stained glass window. It's an inside joke. Should we explain to them?
Oh my god. No, I said it was a mosaic.
Yeah, she kept referring to it as a mosaic in her Beauty and the Beast collection video, and I was like, for one, it's a stained glass window, and she's like, no.
Thank you so much for watching, and continue to subscribe, continue to like, continue to comment. We
The
want to
comments are the
talk.
best. We really like getting comments. Like, we like talking to you guys. Like, that's why we made the channel. As always,
Have a magical day. Bye.